Hi, everyone. I feel like we've been here forever, and this is PYLN's first session. So we're like breaking ourselves in a little bit with this one, so bear with us. We are being recorded for Patton. We also are working with a project, and Everett, can you give him the mic so he can say what TQEP is? Because I mess it up every time.
Well, the acronym is TQEP, but Transition Quality Empowerment Project.
Yes.
TQEP, or TQEP.
So
You put me on the spot like that already?
I know, I'm sorry.
That's
I realized
awful.
it as I was saying it, and I was like,
Okay.
oh, what if he
Sure.
doesn't know either?
I'll answer that for you.
Thank you. So kind. But we're recording for them as well, and their project, I think we have a couple people just one person in the room who, okay, I see you over there. So we're hoping that if people hear about it as the transition conference goes on and they're interested in being involved as a part of the project and the recordings, that they can contact a PYLN member and we'll hook you up with who's doing that. So we recommend their sessions as well. But today we are doing an affiliate panel. So who here has heard of PYLN? Yay. Okay. So who here has known our old structure versus the new structure?
Or who knows you have a new structure?
Yeah, that's a good question. Who knows that we have a new structure, that it ever changed? Okay.
We have
Morgan, hi. I didn't even realize.
I got caught in the hallway.
Oh, cool.
It's okay. Ooh, wow, that was bad.
So PYLN started out as a group of youth and young adults with disabilities that would sort of travel across the state of Pennsylvania and do sessions with youth or professionals or parents about youth empowerment, youth voice, transition-related topics, all of those sorts of things. As time went on, we naturally started to get more inclusive, so including people both with and without disabilities. And then we had the opportunity to become a part of some formal projects regarding inclusive leadership. And during that project, we were able to establish what we call an affiliate structure, which means that we still have our core governing board and the members that are a part of that. But we structured ourselves so that community members, families, schools can start their own version of PYLN and whatever that looks like for their school or community. So that's what we're here to talk about today. We have some of our affiliate members with us and in the audience. And we want them to kind of give information to you all about how they got started, some of the trials and tribulations of those groups. And this is really going to be a conversation. So feel free to raise your hand so that we can get a mic over to you and you can ask all of these fine people up here questions. Does that make sense?
I mean, Allie, can I cut you off? I know
Absolutely.
I know that I'm in a role of an affiliate person.
Yeah, go ahead.
But I will say that just so everybody understands, that change did not change the most important thing, which is that everything is youth-led, youth-driven. Mm-hmm. The affiliates that have been created that are up here today, that are in the audience, are all youth-led, youth-driven, and supported by adult allies, which I think we'll talk about a little bit here. But I want the board members, if you're in the room, to raise your hand. And maybe, that's Chris and Jess. Jess is brand new. It's literally like her first 15 minutes as a board member at this conference, so be nice
Just
to
throw
her.
them right in.
But we are looking for board members. So if you're interested, once you hear about this lovely stuff, please let us know. All right.
Thank you, Everett. So part of our youth-led, youth-driven model is, and people didn't necessarily like this, I'm going to call everyone out, that we wanted whatever structure worked for people. So everyone was like, but what do you want, Allie? And I said, whatever works for you. These are the things that we want you to talk about. If you want to do a video, you can do a video. If you want to make a speech, make a speech. So our affiliates are kind of going to have different formats depending on what they want. But I am going to start with Everett,
Okay.
just because I am deciding to pick on you.
That's fine. And I have the mic, and that's the easiest transition right now.
Yes. So, so when you have the mic, affiliate members, introduce your affiliate. If you have a name for your affiliate, say that, where you're from, in the state and sort of the stage you're in.
Okay, so while I'm wearing a PYLN shirt, that almost doesn't mean anything in this moment because I am creating a new affiliate at Lehigh Carbon Community College, which is in Schnecksville, Pennsylvania, and we're actually doing this in collaboration with Bucks County Community College, and we are definitely in the development phase. So I've been at the college for about a year and a half, and saw a need for a club to be started on the college campus, and so I started that process, and then realized once I leave the college, if that ever happens, maybe the club will go away, right? And I didn't want that to happen anymore. And so currently we are working with our, administration to embed a PYLN affiliate into our student government association so that if young people move on, go away, transfer schools, I happen to leave the college, that the relationship is built into the college community there. And then what's going to happen is that the same thing is going to occur at Bucks County Community College, and then we're going to collaborate on community service projects and different things like that. So it's brand new. It will be the first affiliate in the college for PYLN. So, but it's going to be run by this committee that is in conjunction with student government, which is pretty cool. Was that enough, Allie? Where did she go? Oh. She just left me here? I talked until you came back. So who do you want to go next, Wink Martindale?
You are usually so much more verbose than that.
Look, I work in higher ed now, so you got to be concise to the point, or you're going to get told to leave. So,
you know how, so this is part of PYLN. When you're a board member, you have to solve problems while sessions are happening.
Well, yes. And so, the other thing is to, just give me a tap. Just let me know. Go for 5 minutes, anything. Somebody tell me. But we're okay. We're moving on.
I appreciate you.
Yeah, thanks. Who's next?
Right next to you.
Oh, Michael
Let's
Ann.
go to Michael Ann. Does somebody want to introduce the affiliates, or however, does Michael Ann have things booked up and ready? Sweet. Go for it.
She was answering a question, so.
Because they gave us a list of questions to answer.
Yeah.
Affiliate group.
That's perfect.
All right, Michael, you ready? You want to hit it? Hit your button. We are very interested in educating the community and how disabilities are perceived. We all agree that assumptions and the treatment we experience in public schools is not what we deserve. We believe we are being treated this way because people are not aware of our abilities. We decided a video that we would make could be put on during the morning announcements that would show people how we are more like them than we are different. Just because I use a wheelchair doesn't mean I don't want to be included in an activity. We recorded our video while bowling to show that everyone can find a way to have fun.
Nice. So these fine folks are part of, and I've been calling it Yak. Is that what we call it? Okay, cool. What does that stand for?
Young adults creating change.
Great. So Yak is actually one of our affiliates who you all existed long before we came up with this new affiliate structure, correct? So we were aware of the people that were a part of Yak, and they heard of the new affiliate structure, and they wanted to join in. So you're hearing kind of the differences in how people can become a part of the affiliate structure. Everett is at a position where he's able to create something that fits into the structure, but we do have groups who previously existed that are doing work, as you can hear, that's related to what PYLN is all about, and we want to bring them on because ultimately we're trying to create a community of youth and young adults and their groups across the state of Pennsylvania that can help each other out, communicate about what works and what doesn't work, so that we're not just recreating the wheel. There's already a ton of people across the state of Pennsylvania that are doing some really cool things, and we just want to bring them all together. Do we have others? Other answers?
I got a whole thing behind.
We want everyone to talk.
Okay, so the question I decided to answer on behalf of Yak was how we include all of our youth voices. So everyone in our group has a very unique way of communicating. But at the same time, you know, we've learned to be really open. We have a group agreement that reminds us to be patient and understanding with one another and honor the different methods of communication to increase our group morale. So I have a really big personality and I tend to talk over people, so I have to remember to raise my hand and give people a chance. Some of my friends use recording devices to communicate. Some of them are more visual, so we've kind of learned that you have to have all the gears working to get everybody sharing their thoughts and opinions.
That's awesome. Any questions from the audience in the meantime? Ooh. Boom. I felt it. I felt the energy of people. Ready. Don't apologize.
Sorry, I'm very confused.
Hang on. So you guys missed that we're recording. So in order for the fine folks that are recording to hear, you just have to raise your hand and then Brandon's going to come over with a microphone so that everyone can hear you.
Okay, hello. I am also very loud as well and outspoken, and everyone in this room probably will tell you that. I heard the acronym YAK, and I heard a little bit of what you were saying, but honestly, what are some of the main differences between PYLN and YAK? Thank you.
That's a really deep question. Does anybody want to? I was going to say, go ahead.
Hello, my name's Katie. I am the adult ally advocate that not runs, but is in charge of, I guess you could say, the Yak group through my SIL, Center for Independent Living of Central PA in Camp Hill. So I guess the main difference, is that it's a between PYLN and Yak, Yak is very, and this is kind of what I was going to speak on, was, very youth. It's the youth driven. I'm there, but I'm not there. I'm there, and I let them gauge the meetings. We meet twice a month. They run things how they want things to be done. They talk about topics they want to talk about, and they plan things out with me as kind of a support and supervision, kind of in the background. If needed, and sometimes, they'll go off and get distracted, and I'll be all right, guys, time to get it together. But so I think the biggest difference is just that it is, it's a more of a, support community as well. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I think that's good. So a lot of times, PYLN in its original form was, not that we're not close, but that we were focused on different activities that we could do across the state. Now our main focus is trying to support different groups that we now have as a part of our affiliate structure. So I would also point to the fact that the affiliate groups are really if you've ever heard the term boots on the ground, so the people that are really doing the work out in the communities, doing the individual events and things like that, whereas we're trying to provide a structure of supports for them to be able to do those things if they would need any of our help. And then ideally, exactly what Katie said, is that youth-led, youth-driven model should be the same throughout everything. So if you think about it, it's PYLN is sort of this umbrella, and all of the affiliates are the individual local area.
The autism spectrum umbrella.
Sure.
That's what I would have considered that and thought of that, and I'm that makes sense. If one group holds is the main piece, but everyone else is holding the glue in different places and trying to fit in different puzzle pieces, it works, and I like it. It's very unique. Thank you.
Thank you. Does anybody else have questions? I saw a few hands. Yes. Can you tell us your name?
Hi, my name is Sophia Galinsky, and I actually have a question. for the people for the LGBT community like me, I am autistic and I know it, but for people like in the LGBT community for autism like this, will people mostly support the same groups as in with autistic kids as well as in with teenagers, adults who have autism? As in, will they still receive the same support from here too?
Go for it.
Oh my gosh, yes. Any group, I mean, at least I'm just speaking on behalf of Yak because that's the only group that I know that we're all in. But we love everybody, we accept everyone, and because the point is to be there to feel like you have a place and a voice and a reason to be there. So anything like that is just.
So I think I should stress that this new structure, while we keep saying that PYLN used to be just for youth with all types of disabilities, it now stretches across all types of diversities. So everybody is welcome and encouraged, and I'm so happy that someone asked that question because I don't know if we do a great job of addressing the fact that it is literally for all youth and young adults. Now, when we say young adult, that means age middle school, which could be like 13, 12, or up to young professional as old as 35. Okay, so we're trying to create this network that allows for young people to be mentored by those that are older than them and create a true network that can support each other. So a group like Yak could support L-Tri-C and my school and vice versa. And that's the point. But we're going to be doing different things that promote the idea of inclusion and community across the state of Pennsylvania. The network, or PYLN now, is just a place where people can go to stay connected and get support from one another. Does that make sense? So I appreciate your question because I want to make sure that we make sure to say that.
And you're absolutely correct that I don't think because we started in the field or however you want to call it of disability, the area of disability, we focus on that so much, especially because we're at the transition conference. But we really, inclusive leadership for us means inclusion of all of those everyone. Different diversities. So I think we do need to do a better job of making that well known so that somebody that is a part of all of the different types of communities, including LGBT, that they feel welcome and they feel like that particular piece of themselves that they feel is diverse feels welcome in the groups that we're creating.
Yeah. Any other questions, comments, gripes, complaints?
I think we let her rebut our comment.
Don't fall over, Ev.
Wait, Jackie, can we let her? I just want to. She had something to say to us, I think.
Thank you very much, and I appreciate that there is going to be support for the LGBT community with the autistic kids because as for me, I live in a Christian family, even though it was so hard. I was still in the closet, and the only friend I came out to was my best friend right here beside me, and her too. But literally, I'm glad to know that because so many other autistic kids, because the LGBT community is getting so much hate over the past couple of years, and I am trying. I'm actually an advocate for the LGBT community and for the transgender. Most people think you're just born with the gender you are. No, you're not. It's all in the brain, too. I'll hand back the mic.
I love it.
Hi, my name's Alan Holtworth. I'm from Disability Equality in Education. You might know some of my colleagues, Izzy, for instance, from the Yak people. But I was just interested in what you were talking about, the colleges and getting grouped together. It's such a great idea. I just want to let you know that part of our work is to do the same thing. We've already created a group at Bucks County It's called Disability Pride, Bucks County. And we've also got a group at Millersville University called ADAPT. So we are trying to do that over the next 2 years, support that. For instance, one way we've supported it, we've been able to help them print some posters, which are now up at Bucks County saying, do you want to join the group next year? So they're all over the college, and we pay for that. We really need to start talking together, because we too believe it should be youth-led, but we need to actually talk to the young people before it is
Right.
youth-led, you know. Yeah.
I know, and we've spoken at different conferences and things like that, and I agree. I think we have, whenever I say we, I mean as a governing board, have talked a lot about especially targeting these groups that are already existing and doing this sort of thing, and getting them into the affiliate structure, which I'll take that time to point out the fact that we are not here to recreate anything that your group is already doing. We, again, just want to kind of bring you into a community, and support whatever it is that you're already doing. So it's not that you have to, there's no cost to be a part of the affiliate structure. The criteria, so to speak, that you need to meet in order to maintain your affiliate status, so to speak, is all so general that it's already stuff that you're already doing. So making sure that you're being a part of the community and doing community service type things, making sure you're youth-led, youth-driven. Help me. That you have some sort of an adult advisor. Exactly what Katie was saying. We want to be youth-led, youth-driven, but we also recognize that the adults in our lives have helped us a lot, whether it be getting meeting space or helping us plan events. Chris?
Just the one service project a year.
The one service, so not just being engaged in your community, but actually doing like a community service project, which could mean a number of things. We've had affiliates do fundraisers in their communities, basketball games. I know you do 1,000,001 events a year, if you wanted to speak to that. But does that make sense to everybody? Cool.
And another part of that too is just striving to be an inclusive group as
Yes.
well. Yeah.
Can you?
We had a question.
Oh, perfect. Mm-hmm.
Hi, I'm Mary Eileen. My last name is Baltus. I am from the Central Bucks area.
Okay.
I am here. I am a parent. I am here with my daughter.
My name is Mary Baltus, and I'm from Doylestown, Pennsylvania.
Sweet.
Awesome. So I had one quick follow-up question. When we were talking about Bucks County, are we talking about Bucks County Community College? Okay, awesome. And then are there any affiliates in high schools in Bucks County?
Not yet. Not that we have in high schools. But we're always looking for people to start them. So that's the other part of this, is that while a lot, I would say at least half of our affiliates are coming from districts, and district staff are the people that are supporting those groups. We also have agency affiliates, and they can start that way. Or parents can start their own affiliate group as well. So a parent can be an adult ally for a PYLN affiliate. Yeah.
And it could also be a group that's already exists, or a group that you're starting from scratch.
Right, which is enter Morgan. Morgan can tell you how her group started as, hey, Allie, I don't think I can do this. And I went, well, that's not true.
Yeah. Okay. So my name is Morgan Whitman. I'm one of the adult allies for the PACCT PYLN group, and PACCT stands for PA Council on Cyber Transition. So I am the transition coordinator at Agora Cyber Charter School, and this was several years ago at the transition conference. We had been hearing about PYLN for years, going, how do we bring this virtual? We can't do what they're saying. When the affiliate structure came about, myself and one of my colleagues was like, we can totally do this. So we put our heads together and created an affiliate. We have now been operating for 3 years. We just finished our third year. That's super exciting. And it was insane to figure it all out to begin with. So we are working within a school structure. Ours runs 8th grade through recent graduates. We do not make our students leave PYLN once they graduate. They are able to continue if they want to. One of our officers is actually continuing on. We have a leadership panel too, so he He just graduated in June and is staying on with us for the next school year because he's doing a gap year. So we're excited about that. It is open to any cyber charter school student in the state of Pennsylvania. So not just Agora. We actually have an adult ally from 21st Century, one from PAVCS, and it is open to anybody who's a cyber school student, but specifically gets advertised to PACCT, which is 13 out of the 15 cyber schools in the state. And we meet once a month virtually. That took us a little bit of planning to find a virtual free webinar platform that we could use to all get together and meet. Each of the students has to create their own Gmail account when they sign up. So they complete a Google survey giving us their personal address, and then they create a PYLN email address that gives them access to each other through just their PYLN account, so they don't have to share personal information. And it also allows them to access our Google folder where we house everything and we record all of our meetings. And then they use Google Hangouts to meet to have committee meetings. So our meetings themselves, all of the slides are created by the leadership panel. The leadership panel runs all the meetings. They elect their officers. We decide how we want those positions structured, who's going to fill them. And our service projects obviously have to be a little different as well, since we're across the entire state and virtual. So our students created a website that launched last year, and during the, 2 school years ago. And then during this last year, they actually sent out a survey to students with disabilities, asking them about school choice. So we're looking at school choice in general, and also school choice for individuals with all different kinds of disabilities. So we had 150 students return the survey, and they collected all of the data and created a wonderful article, and we had our legal team, our PR people, look over it. That's where the adult allies come in. They did all of the legwork. I just sent the email to the right person to say, yes, it can go live on the website. So we have our own website where everything is out there. So we're collecting things that the PYLN governing board, the podcasts that get put out, if any of the other PYLN affiliates are doing anything awesome and want to let us know, it can go out on our website. We're just constantly looking for and advertising. So it's a different way about looking about service projects. We are more about public awareness than we are so much about raising money or something, because it's just not feasible in our setting. So we had a ton of barriers to overcome, but we have been plugging along. I mean, we have probably had interest from about 100 students over the course of all those years, but we generally keep anywhere from 10 to 15 active members going.
And that was part of the learning curve too, I think, was Morgan and I would have several conversations. Morgan wants 1,000 people in our group, and I was like, really? 5 will do. 5 can get things started. So talking about that and how membership kind of goes up and down, and that's okay. And as long as you have a few good people that are really passionate about that group, it can usually sustain itself. And PYLN is a perfect example of that as well. Joan Kester, one of our adult allies, always says that we're on the brink of imploding, but we aren't. We've been able to grow over the years, but that's just because from time to time we're all volunteers. We're all doing this outside of our jobs and our school, but because we're passionate about it, we're able to make it work. And I think that's true for all of our groups, really. And I know that we have another affiliate. We were just talking that it's in their infancy. So Alicia is going to tell us a bit about that and why they're so young.
Yeah.
We'll say it that way.
Yeah. So I'm Alicia Stone. We don't even have an affiliate name yet. That's how young we are. But we are part of the TQEP project, TQEP. I always mess it up. Sorry, guys. But yeah, so we're part of that project. And through that, we started doing a bunch of different kind of leadership activities with students in our schools. And we had this natural group of leaders who kind of stood out to us, who then took charge and helped lead other students in those activities that they had just done. And so we said to ourselves, well, why isn't there a group for these students? So we said, PYLN said, hey, you guys should start an affiliate group. So we are kind of just in the very beginning stages, talking to those students about, is this something that they want to do? How do we do this? And we kind of started that process, and then it was summer break. So we're hoping to pick right back up where we left off in the fall, while kind of grabbing in new students to kind of be part of this group. And for us, I think our biggest challenge is really that our district is so large. And so our schools look very different, despite the fact that we're all one district. So just trying to figure out how that's going to work for us and how we fit all of those pieces together, I think is going to be one of our biggest challenges. But other than that, we're all really excited to get things started. So. Yeah.
You didn't say where you were from.
Oh, sorry. I apologize. I'm with Pittsburgh Public Schools, so I'm in Pittsburgh. So. Sorry.
I have one more question.
Surely.
Okay, sorry, that scared me as well.
I was making loud noises up here too. It's okay.
Okay, so I know that Agora Cyber Charter School has one, but can we transfer this to, let's say, colleges like Penn State main campus? Because I hope to plan to go to Penn State main campus because I got not a letter, but like a postcard saying, hey, we're out here, just so you know.
They sure are.
And I'm so excited. And I'm like, well, I would think yes, but there might be some exceptions, but there probably is not, because you can. It's like anyone can start one.
Sure.
With the proper things, and I know you guys, all of you will help us, and thank you.
Sure. So, Everett, I think you may have missed the beginning part of Everett's. So, and Alan, they're all...
Sorry.
No, that's okay. We can love repeating themselves. Everett loves to talk. You know this.
Yes, most certainly.
So I'm going to have Brandon hand over that mic over to Everett.
Thank you, Brandon.
But I think that the idea, especially as the years go on with this affiliate structure, we're hoping that, for instance, Morgan said somebody who graduated is still a part of their affiliate. But ideally, they'll start an affiliate at wherever they're going. We have some affiliates from Bangor High School who are now going to college, and we're hoping that those girls are a part of an affiliate at their school so that we can continue the youth leadership, and they can even become mentors for our younger affiliates as well.
So when we were, and I'd say that by... In being an adult ally for the governing board, they were talking about ways to reach out to colleges. Mm-hmm. And then I happened to fall into a job at a college. And learning how that all works, and I'm sure Alan has an idea too, like trying to find the right people to talk to about making those things happen. Where could you get the support at the college? And once I figured that out, getting connected to a student life on your campus is really important.
Yeah.
Because that's where you can establish a club if you want to do it that way. But like I said, the way that I'm approaching it is that most colleges have a student government where they have representatives that sit on the government, and then they have committees under those. Does this all make sense? They have committees under that that then support the work that happens.
It's almost like a student council kind of.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
So the way that this will work for our campus and Bucks is that what they're going to do is they're going to create, or they already have, a diversity and inclusion committee on campus that will now have a seat on their student government. That committee that supports that chairperson will then become a PYLN affiliate. Okay? So, but there are things like Disability Pride and ADAPT on campuses that could become an affiliate. Actually, I'd love to see there be 2 affiliates from Bucks Community College. Have your Disability Pride chapter and then the student government chapter. The student government, like, we'll take anybody. You know what I mean? So, yes, Alan.
So desperate, Everett. Brandon's handing you the microphone, Alan.
We help the Disability Pride group
Yep.
draw up the articles of association and all that, which is necessary to get you into student government. It's very boring, but there is a template. It's very much, they're all the same. And just to sort of go back to Penn State, I've been talking to two people in Penn State, two professors and people in disability services who are very excited about setting up a student group. So I can link you with them already. We plan to be in Penn State this year, marching down College Avenue on a parade. Yep. Okay, so if you want to help with that, you know, okay.
I'm excited.
There you go. Asked and answered. I love it. Yep, that is what this is all about.
Hello, I'm
Hi.
Lavender's younger sister. And how is everybody today? Just curious.
I love it. Pumping up the crowd. How is everyone today? Yeah. So excited that we need a slushie. Loving it.
Yes, or coffee.
Yes, Sophia.
I actually have a question.
Yes, please.
For the disability, for the, let's just say, the Ehlers-Danlos syndrome like this, most people with like me want to plan on going out to college after graduation. That will be difficult for most people with disabilities like Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, autism, anxiety, and depression. And handicap spots are really hard to find.
They sure are.
Yeah, and I agree with that. But will they still be able during the time period whenever most of us graduate? And my plan is to go to Penn State College, which is close to home, which I could just drive back at home and say, "Hey, Mom, I'm here. Just open
Here's
up the
my laundry." Yes.
Yeah, I'm going to do my laundry here.
I get that.
But still, that will be difficult because my anxiety gets the better of me. And I'm trying to learn to drive. Will that still be able to, for disabilities, just to park near the closest store so I don't have to walk so far so my legs don't get so tired?
That is the most difficult question you've ever asked me, probably. Because I feel like we can never know that for sure. I don't ever know. But that's part of life, isn't it? We go somewhere and we're not sure if it's going to be an ideal situation or not. And we just kind of have to roll with the punches. But I think tagging PYLN in this, hopefully being a part of groups, we're going to build communities, which is building resources for one another, right? So when those situations come up, we have people around us that are able to help us with those situations.
Okay, so
Yes,
also with Yak, like we do all these different fun activities like fundraising and everything. With the fundraising, we try to sell ornaments, but it wasn't a fully assessed, but we are planning to do more. Like, we are planning to do a pasta cook-off where people pays to come and also put their dishes involved.
Can you give me the time and date of said pasta cook-off, please?
August 10th.
August 10th, where?
The Adventure Park in Mechanicsburg.
The Adventure Park in Mechanicsburg. If you're hungry and if you're a good cook. I guess we need people who are cooking. I would just like to come and eat the pasta, please.
Yeah, we'll be putting more information out soon.
Okay, perfect.
Because like it also helps me to make friends, and it's also showing me how to advocate for my own self. Like literally without Yak and everything, like I don't think I could be able to advocate for myself. But I know we do a lot of fun stuff. Like we don't only like sit in one room. We like go I can't even talk today. Bowling, and like we do swimming. We do a lot of fun things. Literally like there's a lot I can say about Yak right now. But yeah, and we're doing dancing for the pasta cook-off. Like there's gonna be music and all that.
What a blast!
Yeah. So, but there's a lot about Yak that is great.
And something that you just made me think of, what my favorite part of the affiliate structure has been, and I hope that other governing board members can back me up on this, is that we used to just go out and do something like the transition conference where we would get to meet awesome people like this. And then nothing would sort of happen throughout the year. And now it gives us an excuse to meet all of these people from across the state that are doing pasta cook-offs with dancing and things like that. Like, I would have known about that had you not been a part of the affiliate structure and been doing the cool things that are part of your group. I don't know.
You don't have the mic. Sherry has the mic.
Boom. Roasted. Lillian.
Sorry if this isn't like related to anything that was said, but like,
fair game.
I'm part of like this group. We're called the Carlisle Area Youth Council. We're very into like social justice. We're not even. It's called the Carlisle Area Youth Council, and we're not even like affiliated with the actual high school, even though we do have a lot of Carlisle students coming in. And I think like for the longevity of the group, it might be good to like show them PYLN and maybe become an affiliate, but like but I know that people in it really love the independence of the group and not being part of like any establishment. But so really, what would be the best benefit for a small group that's already doing a lot to joining PYLN?
Sure. Does anybody on the governing board want to answer before I continue to keep talking? I also have a problem over talking, everyone.
Does somebody else want to answer? Like Chris, you want to answer?
All right, yeah, sure. Make me walk all the way back there, Chris. Thank you, sweetie.
We love you, Jackie.
I think, it's, to be honest with you, size isn't too much of a factor. I think one of the tremendous advantages of like joining a group or starting a group would be the opportunity to get involved and get connected. One of the things that we like to celebrate with the network is that each individual affiliate up there, each group is doing their own thing. Like they all have like a unique flavor, a unique flair. So we have groups that are a little bit larger, like, Everett's affiliate is going to encompass 2 campuses. But we also have affiliate groups, like our group in Bangor, they were, spearheaded by like one collective, like a couple few girls, So it's unique. It's opportunity. I think the best way to describe it, one of the best parts of being a part of it, starting a group and being taking advantage, is the opportunity to do something in your community, spark a change, and really give back and be a part of something that's happening that's great.
Yeah, and the only thing that I would add to that too is, especially making the argument, I think, is what you're asking for the other people that are a part of this group who might be more resistant to joining. Right. So you're saying that I'm just repeating for the recording, but you're saying that they want to keep being independent, and would anything actually even change as a part of being a part of the larger affiliate structure? And I would really say no. The word that we throw around, and it might even be in our bylaws, is, don't make fun of me for my dollar word, autonomy, right? So we want all of our groups to continue being individuals in terms of their group. We don't want to change anything about them. If anything, we just want to be connecting the really cool stuff that you're doing with the other youth that are across the state. So I would ask them what the goal of their group is, and I would almost be willing to bet that it fits in with them being able to connect with other people.
I'm going to pass off to Morgan. She wants to.
And then,
I just want to say that I started by having Allie come out and do leadership spotlights during our meetings, and then I continued when Allie got a full-time other job in doing so if any of the governing board members that are here want to come back in, I will gladly pass the torch off to one of you. So we started doing leadership spotlights because I felt like, we were called PYLN. It was the leadership. And they were coming there to look to build their leadership skills. And we have a very unique group, and most of our students actually do not have disabilities. So I didn't want to miss that opportunity to build their capacity for looking at leadership in a different way. Yep. So we looked at leadership through very different angles in these little spotlights during our meetings. And I think that was something that they were able to gain that you didn't get anywhere else. There weren't any other classes about building that leadership. And the other part of it that I'd say is the collective voice. Doing that survey this year, they were able to collect data that says a huge number of students come to cyber because of bullying, and that they have a very positive response as being a cyber student with a disability, and the respect and the support that they're getting in that environment. It was a collective voice where maybe they wouldn't have had being on their own. So that's something that becoming a PYLN affiliate can definitely do that you might not be able to do on your own.
Right, and part of that is that we always say to any new affiliate is that we can be as involved or uninvolved as they want. So Morgan is a perfect example of somebody who wants to be able to use us as much as she can, and we try as much as possible with our jobs and everything to be able to give those things. And it doesn't always work out, but sometimes it does. So that's the other thing I would say. We can try to put together materials or find things for you, or we can kind of just be this umbrella thing that's there if you need us. Everett keeps yelling at me to talk about the summit that we do as well. So once a year, and we're still trying to figure out the best time to do this in the year, but usually it's like towards the end of the school year where we do a youth summit that all affiliates are welcome to. When we did it a couple different ways. So we did it in multiple locations so that because that's what our affiliates seem to want the most. We did a location in Pittsburgh and Harrisburg, and we actually ran an event at the same time in both of those locations where we focused on doing individual leadership development, but also development as a group. One of the activities that seemed to be most popular is what we called a group-centered plan. So if anybody's ever heard of a person-centered plan, but we do that group style. So the group would kind of get that time to sit together and really plan out what they were going to do in a year. And that was some time that you had governing board members that are right there ready to jump in and help kind of brainstorm some ideas. So that's another benefit. Yeah, so that Morgan is saying that that's actually where their leadership spotlight idea came from during that time where they were getting to talk about what they wanted to do. Yes. Sherry?
I'm Sherry Byrne. I'm a parent, and I got my girls involved, both Chanel and Michael Ann. I want them to learn to advocate for themselves, learn about their disability. Chanel is my foster child who I am adopting, and I've had her a little over a year, and she had no idea what her disability was.
Mm-hmm.
And one time my daughter had a sleepover, had multiple girls there, some with disabilities, some without. I think Michael Ann is probably the only one that knew her disability, and all these are late teens or middle teens. And to me, that's really sad because you have to know who you are.
I agree
Mhm.
with you because honestly,
Oh. So it's really important for me, for my girls to be there. They do a lot of things, a lot of advocacy stuff that I know they didn't mention, like they'll jump in other adult advocacy groups.
Yes.
Michael Ann, I don't think Chanel was there, and her friend Harley toured the governor's mansion and the state capitol to assess it for accessibility. Yeah, she has a lot to say about it over there.
very excited.
And then her and Harley did a presentation to the Yak group on that. And we're also doing, is it just called a sweep? Capital sweep, where they'll pick a business and we'll go in, and I think somebody's mentioning about parking. So that's one of the questions they'll have to answer. They have this whole questionnaire, like, is there enough handicap parking spaces?
Mhm.
Can you get in and out of the building? So they do a lot of advocacy stuff, which is something I really want the girls to do. So that's, did you have something to say?
Like Mama Shirley was saying, so I did not know my disability until she took me to this doctor, and I found out that I had autism after watching Tampa Grandin and everything. And after we found out that I had autism, we've been trying to figure out my gifts and everything. And sometimes, the one time we were at the store, I asked her, I was like, is it hard taking care of 2 girls with disabilities? And she's like, no. She even said, no, it's not hard. But like I'm going to say, Yak takes people in with all different disabilities. Like Michael Ann has BPAN, I have autism, and Yak actually helped a lot with the disabilities and with us, and yeah.
Thank you. So we are running out of time slowly. I just want to ask the panel if there's anything else they want to say. I know the one thing that we did not really touch on, so if the panel has anything to say about this in the last few minutes, is funding, because I'm sure that is a big question on a lot of people's minds. How do we do this? So if somebody or everyone, can you say a couple things, Everett, about how funding occurs? Even if you want to talk about PYLN too.
Like the governing board, you mean?
Right.
So, so the governing board is primarily funded to support the network through projects that they do outside of supporting the affiliates. So you heard about TQEP or TQEP. PYLN is contracted with to provide youth, I guess, technical assistance for the project. And that's how we support the efforts of our governing board to support affiliates and make sure that this thing stays running. Because they are, honestly, they're all volunteers. We all have jobs. We all go to school or do other things. So making the time and having the support to be able to do that and get to people is really, really important. So, but all the money that comes to the board just stays with that to support those things. Nobody gets paid or anything to do this. So
and our funding has changed throughout the years.
Yes.
Just as funding is different at all times everywhere, we kind of ride that wave and figure out what are the best ways to get funding for our group to be able to continue on. I know for some of the groups that we have, they're sometimes established because of a funding source.
Right.
So that's a little more stable, so to speak,
So
in that sense.
In terms with the college, it's more about the student government
Yeah.
would be supporting it financially. But for a lot of schools, there is no funding. Right. And as of right now, the governing board doesn't have the funding to support affiliates directly. We're hoping to get to that place.
Yeah, working on
If
that.
anybody knows Coca-Cola or Pepsi and wants to give us money, that would be wonderful. But yeah.
We're on a big Dunkin' Donuts kick, I feel like, this week, so yeah. Anybody else? Do you guys want to? So Morgan just said we do everything for free.
Okay, somebody in the back has a.
So more
everything for free here.
I know
because we have 3 minutes left.
Right. So a lot of times too, I know with districts, it's really just like teachers deciding that they're going to be willing to support these groups. It's not like a set funding in a district that says please start, which is true, I would say, for a lot of the groups that are a part. Yep, free webinar platforms, free Google sites. And there definitely, it takes a while to find the free platforms, but PYLN also has tried finding different platforms that you can work with for free. We even found a platform that is a paid platform, but sometimes they'll have like nonprofit rates and going over those avenues. Hi. Yes, go ahead.
Hi, Allie. It's nice to see you.
You too.
My name is Sandra Carroll. I'm from Chester County. I'm going to be the adult advisor to a group of 10 young people we've got who all want to form a PYLN affiliate. It's being driven, thank you. It's being driven mostly by my son Taylor, who's not here because he's being TSS to his little brother over in your other PYLN workshop right now.
Nice.
So he gave me a list of 6 questions to ask. Shelby has food poisoning. She's in the hospital, so she didn't come. She asked me a question, and Stephanie had a question to ask because she doesn't have a voice today. But you don't have time to answer 8 more questions, so I'm just going to ask you, who can we talk to right now? We can't get a hold of any of you guys. You're gone. The website is like broken links, and there's nobody there.
The struggle is real.
Who can they talk to about all these things?
So the best way to go, and I'm not good at checking the PYLN GB Gmail, but we say that a lot because that at least goes to multiple people and hope that somebody catches it.
If they want to start an affiliate right now, any of the people in this room are not already involved in one.
So
how do
even
they
the
get
affiliate
started?
link on the website
It's broken.
Is broken right now.
Yes.
Yeah. Chester County. She's just starting it on her own. Yeah, Sandra and I have tried talking with a few people in Chester County.
All the kids are in different schools,
Yeah.
and they want to be together as one
Sure.
group. So they'll just do their own thing.
Yeah.
One of the questions Taylor had for you was about sponsorship. What do we need from a sponsor? There's a lot of detailed questions here, so I don't want to take up the last few seconds.
No, that's-
But how can we get Everett? My one daughter was asking, like, she really wants to start a group at her college specifically. Can she contact you directly at Lehigh Valley Carbon Co?
I'm going to repeat whatever you say, so go ahead.
You can contact me.
Okay.
So
about the questions and about the college stuff.
Okay.
So Everett is saying that we can contact him. He has a little bit more flexibility with some things, but still does have his own full-time job. I'll say that for him. So I guess come up to us afterwards too, so we can write that stuff down. And that goes for anybody. In terms of the website, that has been a point of discussion for quite some time over the past year, because we know that Patton's websites have been sort of transitioning, and that's probably the nice way. Websites are so hard. I can't even begin to describe how that works, but yeah, so we're trying to figure that out. I did not know that all of the links were broken, so I appreciate that feedback too. And I'm already trying to think, again, free platforms that we can use for like affiliate. It's such a struggle. Yeah. This is honestly that we even as the board were talking, we were like, this is when we have to like plan all of these things because it's hard for us to contact one another. We're getting our feet under ourselves. We did just start, as Everett mentioned, a new grant, which I don't know if anybody talked to Erin Weyerbach, who's part of the TQEP. So we're still working out how Erin's going to be able to, again, do her duties with her grant, but also support PYLN the way that I was able to do when I was, because that's when things run the smoothest. That's listen.
Yeah. All right. So I'm going to have to kind of put a bookmark in this. So the people are here. You can talk to them. That's the best thing to do. But we are out of time. So will you join me in thanking everyone who participated here today?
Thank you, guys.
PYLN is such a necessary vehicle for folks to get together and be able to learn about what it means to be a youth leader. So whatever we can do to support that and help them get this work moving forward. If you got great ideas for that, these are the folks to talk to.